cut the bobbers off and tied on a can. I don't think I'm going to get those back somehow. Can't get it close, it's too dangerous. So that got the old heart beating. Anyway, after those dangerous games, I headed back in, and on the way back in, I managed to put a hook in my hand. So I wasn't having a very good day that day. It actually ended up being a trip up to the hospital to get the hook back out of the hand again, because I just couldn't get it out no matter how much I tugged at it with a pair of pliers, and that it wasn't coming out. So left it at that, abandoned the boat on the mooring and just went straight in. Now, what I was doing when I was in amongst the rocks there was, somehow the pots had made their way in. Normally they'd go one way, but for some reason they'd come the other way, and they were right in amongst the rocks, and they were jammed up there. And I tried to go in to rescue them, but I could see, obviously you could see, that it was just too dangerous to do anything with them. So what I decided to do was cut off all the excess rope and tie a can on. This way it tensions the rope, and when the rope is sort of jammed, it can pull the rope free with the tide working over a period of time. It'll free itself. With all that extra rope wrapping around everything, going in amongst boulders and that, it can end up getting jammed and you'll never get them free. So that was part of the reason of doing that. And also, I was hoping the bobber might go back where the pots were, which was the other side of the rocks, and we'd better get to him from that side. But anyway, all that will come to play in the video that's coming up a bit later, and the video that's coming up is actually the very next day after trying to free those pots. Right, we're just about to head out and go fishing. We need mackerel and bass today. I put up a thing last night asking if anybody would like anything, and got inundated with bass and mackerel. So it's going to be a tricky one actually, because I'm trying to catch both, and it's quite a few orders for bass, which is unusual. But we'll see how we get on. I'm not doing any pots today because obviously that happened yesterday. I've got to try and keep my hand a bit clean today after that hook went in my hand. So yeah. Fortunately I did them all yesterday, so no big deal. Let's go and catch some fish. It hasn't rained, that's for sure. I'm going to chuck all this in from that pot. First things first, little blue glove. Try and keep my hand clean as possible, just while it heals a little bit. So in a previous video, you may have seen, I may have shown it, I may have not, there's these pots that are over there. You ended up going in there somewhere. Now, you might have seen me cut the bobber off, put a can on. What I was doing is I was shortening the rope. If there's too much rope, it's snagged and the ropes can't come back because they're so far in, but those are just way too close in. Now, I went round the back yesterday. I can't get round there today because there's too many rocks, plus the rope has come this way. We'll have a look and see if we can see the pot. Maybe we can reach the pot if it's shallow enough. Like the second pot, because there's two pots. That's why I couldn't pull them yesterday, because I would have been dragged back over the rocks trying to get them where the big swell was holding in. Today it's so flat, so we'll have a creep in and see if we can see anything. Depends on the depth of water here. I mean, there's no swell today, it's really calm. It's not a very big tide, so might be too much water. You can almost get to them, but take a little swelly wave in there, push into the rocks. I think they're actually right up under the rocks as well. Just going to turn the boat and go in backwards. Might be able to see the can up there. The idea was at least I get the bobbers back And like I say, shorten the rope so it can come back. I mean, it might have come out, but chances are it will just snag on the rock. And it's still, it was 18 feet below still. So bit of an awkward one, you think. When you're on your own, it's difficult because you could have somebody controlling the boat and somebody could hook it, but while I'm trying to do both, if the boat turns in there, or I get a surge, I could be pushed onto the rock. I think I'm just going to have to leave that for now. I'm going to start off and try for some mackerel. Weed on the line. Some mackerel out here. We're drifting horrendously fast. I might need to go a bit further out or onto a couple of little marks. One of the marks is coming up soon actually. See any signs of bass, then we'll try for bass. It looks very quiet at the moment. That's the problem with these very still days, they don't always fish that good. There we go. Here's one. I can use it. I need to keep a little bit of bait as well. Possible there might be fish as we go into the deeper part, or they might be out that way, or they might not be here at all. Wrong place, wrong time. Gotta be at the right place, right time. Right, we're just going to try around here near the rocks. We're going to drift towards the rocks and see if there's any bass. This is the mackerel, obviously. The mackerel will probably pick up when the tide comes in later, but for the moment, not much happening. So, try a bit of bass fishing. Got to keep an eye. There are rocks that come up under the boat where we're going to drift in. If we don't catch here, then we'll move up over there and try over there. It's all about searching out the fish. Whoa! Whoa! That was like a flipping train came in it. It came out of nowhere. Nice! Nice! Good fish too! And that is on the barbs. So it's nice, easy, take it out. Perfect, it's a nice fish as well. That one's coming with me. Like I said, I've got orders for bass from a few people who've asked me for some, so that's one. That's perfect size as well. Nothing too big, but not too small either. Behind those pots. Maybe there's one lurking behind those pots. Come across the tide this time. A little one, I think. No, it's not that little. Oh, it's small. Smaller than that. But it's not that big. Put came out. That's alright, I was going to let it go anyway. It might have been sort of right around the size limit, but I wouldn't bother with that one. Yep, that works as well. Putting a bit more power on because I don't want it to go down to the bottom. It really isn't that deep here. It's doing more like what a pollock does. It was just badly hooked. I felt one of the hooks give. There we go. Be a bit cautious today. And here's the oh, there we go. Easy enough. So, there we go, another one. We'll have these orders sorted out really quickly. Then we can get onto the mackerel. There we go. Another one. It's a nice big one. I think this is a little one. Right, let's go, then we can get out of here. We are coming off the rock. How many times? He had 3 goes at it and missed it every single time. I've never seen that going here. It's really hard to say. I know there's rocks going back there. There's a rock under us now. Yeah, it's through that gully. I don't know if we're going to get that. This is about as calm as he's going to get at them compared to yesterday when he saw it. I hope it's coming here, not through that other part. I can see a pot, but getting it's the problem. There you go. We always recover our gear 99% of the time, even when it's done that. Right. Get out of here. Another species of spider crab. Little weedy coloured, like brown coloured one. Female. It's got a huge plate for the eggs. More pointed than our other spiders. But cool, it just came up on one of the pots. You see them occasionally. Pop her back. So, we didn't do very well with the mackerel. We only managed 28 mackerel. They just vanished. Yesterday there was thousands. Today, nothing. We did manage to get some bass though. We managed to get the orders we needed, which is there. They're not the biggest, but they're all over legal size. And that's fine because I don't like bringing in big ones because a lot of people don't want really big bass. So. You can tell it's Sunday because everybody just drives around the coast. That's what they do on an island. They just drive around in circles. Right, I'm going home.